Hey everybody, I'm going to go over some training for lead sources, how they come in, what they'll look like, and how best to respond. Primarily three lead sources here with the firm, and of course this does not prevent you from getting leads from other sources. Obviously, if you choose to sign up for lead generation through other platforms, maybe that's homes.com, your own Realtor and Zillow leads, whatever you're interested in, that's obviously up to you. But generally, I'll do my best to be sending lead opportunities on three platforms currently. That's Teton Valley Realty, Realtor.com, and Zillow. I'm just going to go through each one of them, how they're going to look, and what you're going to see when a customer acts. So Teton Valley Realty, I'll start there. Leads will come through one of a couple of different ways. The website to the public looks something like this, very similar. It'll give you the opportunity to, accept the cookie notification. But basically, this person here, right now it's Mandy, is a round robin. What that means is if I were to come in and look at some homes or go through the search and select one, open it up and inquire, I can request a showing or a video or ask a question. That lead's going to go to Mandy. She's going to have the opportunity to respond to it, and then the next person in line on the website will pop up here, whether that's Garrett or whomever else. That being said, if a guest to the website comes in and creates a request, it will look something like this. So basically, you'll receive an email. You can ignore some of the stuff like this, southbound. That's just, the website hosting. But basically, it'll say, I'm interested in a listing. So now we know that they have inquired about a specific listing, and usually it'll include the address up here. It'll give their name. I've just done a test here. It'll say what they've selected, in this case, request a showing and an appointment date, and give you all their contact information so that you can reach out to them directly and handle that lead. So the other thing with the website and the other way you might get a contact is if they choose to come in and create an account. So they could do this for a number of reasons that we have on the website, and they'll just register for an account here. And they might include a variety of things. One might be the resources page, as an example. If they come in and they want to use the resources, you can see they're prompted to log in. They have to create an account. Some of the other areas where you might see, in fact, let's do land. That's a little more intuitive for the purposes that I'm trying to share with you. Other elements of the website are not available unless you have an account. And that, of course, is to prompt people to create an account and give you another opportunity for a lead. So this one here, as an example, probably not the right listing. I need to find something that's in a subdivision. Whitetail Drive. So you can see now that there's an opportunity to download documents and look at the minimum home size. So here again, they have to create an account in order to have that data. Now, if they create an account right now, as you know, Mandy's in the round robin, then you will see that pop up in your email, and it'll look something like this. And it'll basically say new lead assigned. What that means is that they've created an account for whatever reason. They're not looking at anything specifically, but they wanted access to some of the elements of our website. So a good way to respond to this might say, I noticed you created an account on our website. We're excited for the opportunity to help you. There are some great features. They include the ability to look at the minimum home size, download subdivision documents, use the resources tab, and so forth. You can also save searches, and there's some training on the website I'm not going to get into now, and some of the other videos, training videos that I've prepared. So Teton Valley Realty, pretty straightforward, works on a round robin. It's not first come, first serve. One thing I will ask you to do if you do get one of these, don't let it hang in your inbox. Respond to it just as quickly as you can, and I'm going to say this time and again, do your best to call that lead directly if they include a phone number like you see here. Okay, so Teton Valley Realty, the lead types, how they come in. You're not fighting for those. You don't have to be the first one to answer, but you will receive those if you're signed up in the system. Let's get to Realtor.com. So I can pull up the public version of the site. You're probably familiar with it. And if anybody's looking for anything here, let's say this home on Sharptail Court in Driggs. Maybe. Here we go. You can see that it provides all the information. Now the website guest can come in here and say, I want to learn more. Now when they email the agent, one of the things that you'll have to understand is this is going to whomever is paying for leads, in this case, me. And so it goes directly to their inbox, and it's going to look something like this when it comes into your inbox. And you're going to have the opportunity to claim this lead. Now, if you click claim this lead, and it says it's already been claimed, that means somebody else in the firm that's signed up for these systems with our company has claimed it, and you don't have any further action there. You can just go ahead and delete that or archive it. However, if it does say you've claimed this, there are two different types of leads with Realtor.com. One is called a flex lead. One is called a fast lead. A fast lead means that you and somebody else from another brokerage are competing for that lead. What that means is, if you receive this, it says, good job, you've claimed the lead. It does not mean you then mark this aside and come back to it in 2 hours. It means that ideally, you make this phone call immediately, or a text are the two best options. If you're unsuccessful with both, follow up with an email. So again, calling, making that direct communication, ideally right when they're there. Again, if you have the ability to claim this lead, I anticipate you'll also have time to call them. If you're in the middle of something, you don't have great service, don't claim the lead. Let somebody else get it who can attend to it. And then similarly, you can go through and ask them how you can help. The last lead source, and again, not the only lead sources, but the last one for the purpose of today's webinar here is Zillow. And if you can see, this looks pretty familiar. We can come in, we can look at real estate in Driggs, we can open up that same listing we just talked about. Now, Zillow works a little bit differently, and you can request a tour or contact an agent. If you do either, similarly, this is not going to call the agent directly. Now, they could be smart about it and come down here and say, okay, this is listed by Spain, Short, here's his contact information. But in this case, if they use any of the prompts, it's going to go to whomever is paying for the lead. This will come in as a Zillow connection call or notification, depending on what your settings are. There is a separate video for this for you to see, how to change that off and on to a phone call versus a voice over IP connection and how that works. But basically, you'll either get that notification pop up on your phone and have the opportunity to connect, or you will have the opportunity to receive the phone call. It'll ask you if you'd like to connect. That phone number for Zillow, and everybody should have this in their contacts so they know what it is when it's coming in if they're not receiving the notifications, is 206-539-0456. So again, the connections number, very important that you have that in your contacts, 206-539-0456. That's your number. So you're going to want to put this in your contacts as Zillow connections. Now, if you're getting these voice over IP through the app, and it's important that you download the app. It's important to download the app regardless. You're not going to get these unless you download the Play Store or the App Store, and it is called the Premier Agent app. Now, one thing that I will tell you with each of these is each then has its own ability to look through your contacts. Teton Valley Realty has that. I'm logged into my brokerage account for my agent, because I'm an agent here in the office as well. And if I come into my account, I can come into my leads, and I can look at any of these. I can create and save a note. Now the person won't see this, and this is in the training, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. And I can open and impersonate that person and maybe come in and save a search for them. Again, we've got some training videos specifically for this, so I'm not going to get into the detail. But you do have kind of a inbox, so to speak, or kind of a contacts page of all your leads here, and you can search those. Similarly, Realtor.com comes through what's called 5 Street. 5 Street is a contact management system. So when the lead comes in through Realtor, it then cycles into 5 Street, and that's what prompts the email that I described here. You can see this will come from 5 Street. 5 Street is a middle, kind of a third party. It just basically routes the leads to whatever agent accepts it first. If I didn't have that, you'd all be responding to the same lead, and that lead would say, gosh, I can't handle talking to 15 different agents. So 5 Street, that's all that is. But it also has a contact management system. You can come in, select leads, and everybody that you've claimed, in my case I see everybody's, but everybody that you've claimed is going to be here with their contact information. You can open them up, you can save notes, and use this as a, just like we talked about on Teton Valley Realty, where you can select a lead, have notes for your file. You can do that here. You could take this person, Hallie, and you could put them over into the Teton Valley Realty site, or vice versa. Zillow's contact management system is probably the most in-depth, and I don't want to call it intuitive, but it's in-depth. And the inbox here has, once again, all of the contacts. Again, in my case, I show all of them, but yours will show the leads that you, the connections that you accepted and spoke to. Now remember, when we talked about this connections through Zillow, this is a live connection. So if you're going to answer that, you need to be prepared to make a live phone call with a person at that moment. So what I will normally do is I'll have on my phone the Teton Valley Realty website on a shortcut. I'll navigate to it. Alternatively, if you're using the app, they have kind of an intuitive way of seeing what they're inquiring about and being able to kind of answer questions off the top of your head. But when you hang up, you're going to receive an email with a summary, and it's going to look something like this. It's going to say, you had a new connection, this is their contact information, this is what they inquired about. And you'll receive that after you hang up so that you can follow up. As a final note, the last type of lead you may receive from time to time from Zillow is what is called a nurture lead. A nurture lead will come into your inbox, and what that means is somebody inquired, Zillow contacted them, but then couldn't reach them, and so they never initiated that connections call like we just talked about. And so they'll just send that contact to you via email and include the contact information. That'll look something like this. So you can see up here you have a new nurture lead, and it'll still give you the contact information for that customer. And these are still very viable. For whatever reason, they may not have been available to take a call or connect with Zillow, or they saw the Zillow call coming in and didn't recognize the number, or whatever it might be. So still very much worth a follow-up. And here again, an immediate phone call with the number you have. You have authorization to call them, particularly now since they've inquired, and then a text and email follow-up if you don't reach them. So again, the 3 main lead sources that you'll see come through, and the different types from each one of those sources. And we'll go over this in some additional training, but I wanted to share this information with you. Thanks for watching.